Governor Romney, you know Governor Perry, as governor of Texas, created more jobs in Texas than any other state.
Terrific state, no question about that. Some wonderful things that Texas has going for it that the nation could learn from. Zero income tax, that's a pretty good thing. Right to work state, Republican legislature, Republican Supreme Court. By the way, a lot of oil as well. We're an energy-rich nation. We're living like an energy-poor nation. I spent my life in the private sector. I've competed with companies around the world. I've learned something about how it is that economies grow. It's not just a simple wave a wand and everything gets better. No, you have to make some structural changes. The world has changed. What's happened over the last 20, 30 years is we've gone from a payphone world to a smartphone world. And President Obama keeps jamming quarters into the payphone thinking things are going to get better. It's not connected, Mr. President. And so if we're going to get this economy going, we've got 7 things we got to do. 1, make our tax code competitive with the world. 2, get regulations to work to encourage enterprise. 3, to make sure we have trade policies that work for us, not just for the other guys. 4 is to have energy security in this country by developing our energy resources. 5 is to execute the rule of law, which is to stop the Boeing decision that the NLRB put in place. 6 is to make sure that we have institutions that create fantastic human capital. And finally, number 7 is to balance the budget. People won't invest here unless they have confidence here, and that's what I'll do.
Just to get back to the question, so does Governor Perry deserve any credit for all those jobs that were created in Texas?
Sure. Oh, sure.
Go ahead and tell him how much credit he deserves.
Well, well look, you know, I think Governor Perry would agree with me that if you're dealt 4 aces, that doesn't make you necessarily a great poker player. And 4 aces, and the 4 aces that are terrific aces the nation should learn from were the ones I described. Zero income tax, low regulation, right to work state, oil in the ground, and a Republican legislature. Those things are terrific. And by the way, there has been great job growth in Texas. Under Ann Richards, job growth was 2.5% a year. Under George Bush was 3% a year. Under Rick Perry, it's been 1% a year. Those are all good numbers. Those are all good numbers. But Texas is a great state. And I'll tell you, if you think that the country is like Texas, going swimmingly well, then somebody who's done that is just terrific. But if you think the country needs a turnaround, that's what I do.
All right, Governor Perry, you were dealt 4 aces.
Well, I was going to say, Mitch, you were doing pretty good till you got to talking poker. But the fact is, the state of Texas has led the nation.